Informative, educative, and analytical. Getting to the real issues that affect an ordinary individual in areas of leadership, governance, social, and economy. The truth, the lies, and politics.
A very good evening to everybody who is watching us. It's about 10 minutes past, actually now, 13 past 8 p.m. And I would like to apologize for starting a little later than usual. A few technicalities here, but we are glad that you are here. Your best 110 minutes now on Wednesday when we do get to discuss. This is The Truth, Lies and Politics. My name is Paul Ekurot Eki, and this is a show where ideas collide, perspectives are challenged, and opinions are ignited. Well, I do welcome you to a conversation that affects you and I, and we have an opportunity of assessing what the truth is, what the lies are, and what politics is. Well, if you'd like to be a part of the conversation, I do invite you onto our socials. That is on X, formerly Twitter, on Instagram, and or Facebook and YouTube. That is at Spirit TV UG. Well, together you and I can are able to narrow the gap or the misinformation in our communities and hope for a better community or a better country. Well, just before I do dive into introducing the guests in studio this evening, I would like to leave this with you today. As Uganda heads towards 2026 general elections, the cracks keep on showing up. Broken health services, bitter land disputes, and citizens are asking, who will fix this? This Wednesday on The Truth, Lies and Politics, we put the nation's pain points under the spotlight, challenge the promises, and ask which leaders are truly ready to deliver. Stay informed, stay engaged. We do welcome you back to The Truth, Lies and Politics here on Spirit TV. And with me in studio to dive into the conversation this evening is Mr. Charles Romushana, who is a political analyst, but also a former spy, always on the show. Good evening, Charles, and welcome to today's show.
Merciful. I have a very short message for you today, and the viewers outside there, more especially those who are kind-hearted. Nice. Can you say nice-hearted?
Kind-hearted.
Kind. I don't know how you can say. Those who have got
good hearts.
Is that a direct translation?
You can do direct translation, we'll understand. Okay. Language is
there are many things we get, many things God gives us that we actually don't, sometimes we take them for granted. That's why we advise always be very grateful, be thankful all the times. And I wanted to pick one example for you, or for us. I don't know how many times since we were born, how many times have we, now what is this, the past tense of blinking?
Huh? How many times have we dropped? They're blinking. Have we
blink.
The young people will say blank, but we continue to blink.
So how many times have we, I can say how many times have we done blinking?
Okay, yes.
Since we were born. Just sit somewhere and visualize it. How many times you've done blinking, and also visualize if it jammed. Do an experiment and don't blink for at least like 5 minutes, and you see what happens. If that was to stop for 5 minutes. Yes. We sleep for a number of hours, eyes closed, but actually I've never heard church say let's open our eyes and pray. We always do the easiest. Let's close our eyes and pray. But look at a situation where the border has jammed and your eyes remain open for 5 minutes, 10 minutes, 20 minutes. What it turns out like, what comes out of it. So it's a gift that we get that we take for granted. Of course, the others we know. This business of urinating, if it was to jam, now you know the price. Dialysis, 2 million, 3 million, 1 million, but we've not seen someone who is going to the theater because the eye cannot close. And what pain they would go through it. So you do it for 30 minutes, do it for an hour, and you see how gracious God is. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mr. Charles from Mushana. I think there is a story around a gentleman who had just joined, I think, in the merger between UNRWA and Ministry of Works and Transport. And he failed to... He's now in a medical situation. He can't close his eyes. And so it is now an emergency.
How long ago?
About a week ago, I think I was told, yes. So that situation is there. But it's a medical emergency now, considering what you're saying. But we do thank you for that reminder. The small things that we take, we do take into consideration. We ought, even just breathing is something that we shouldn't take for granted. But thank you for those reminders. Now, I'll move on to our next guest that is making his maiden approach here on The Truth, Lies and Politics is Dr. Naboth. I stand to be corrected. Is it Cool or Call? Call. Yes, Dr. Naboth Call, who is an aspiring candidate for PWDs, that is Western Uganda.
C-O-O-L.
C-O-O-L. Call.
Not C-O-A-L.
Not C-O-L. Neither C-O-L-E. Yes. Neither that. But he is a lecturer, he is an author, he is a human rights advocate, and also the founder of Hope for people with disabilities. I would like to appreciate, that's a very nice tie that you have right there. And I do welcome you to the show this evening, Dr. Naboth.
Thank you.
Just greet.
I copied my elder brother before he started being in Newton.
Yeah.
So he was there.
Yes.
So I copied him, so for me I remained there.
You remained there.
So for him he diverted a bit, he's in Newton, but I remained there. I'm so happy to be here. Viewers, good evening. My name is Dr. Naboth Call. I'm humbled to sit near a gentleman I've always admired to speak like.
Wow.
Actually, when I was still my university life, there was a program called the Capital Gang.
You'd listen to it every
Charles
Saturday.
Womshana, Patrick Kwako, Robert Kabushenga, Winnie Byanyima. I think it was the best show on the land. So we would tune in for two things. One,
we used to do Chimeza, Radio 1.
We would tune in for two reasons. One, learn English. Two, learn to dissect issues. In fact, for me, I used to have a pen and paper. So you did a great job.
God is great.
Yeah. Then secondly, to appreciate him. There is something that he does that maybe many people do not look at as if it is important, but it's a challenge to some of us as the body of Christ. Every time he appears on a show, he manifests Christ.
Yes.
And I think he's the fulfillment of Mark 16:15 in the Bible. It is a command. By the grace of God, I happen to have a diploma in theology. And when you are reading in the New Testament and when in the Bible and say, he said, and he said, it's a command. So when he said, and he said unto them, go into the world and preach to all humanity, it was a command to all believers that we should manifest Christ. So I thank you, sir, for what you're doing.
Wow. Thank you very much, Dr. Naboth. And next to him...
So doctor of medicine?
Academic.
Academic,
Yes.
yes. A big thank you to that. And also in studio is Mr. Alex Muhwezi, who is an economist but also a politician. We're glad to have you in studio this evening. Good evening, sir, and welcome.
Good evening, Eki. Once again, thank you for inviting me. Thank you for the opportunity. I am grateful to be here today, sharing this platform with such wonderful people. And I'm happy with the topic for discussion this evening, because it's important that we contextualize these issues and see if we can forge a way forward. Our discussions here, in my view, are not in vain. There are those who have ears, there are those who have eyes, and they are seeing and they are hearing what we are talking about as we make our contribution to nation building. I want to add my voice to what my senior brother, Mushana, talked about. Today we have a challenge in this country and Africa specifically. Men and women are running everywhere, looking for miracles, looking for quick emergence, divine interventions.
Yes.
Yesterday someone challenged me and asked me that, why should you go far and near looking for a miracle? Have you ever noticed that for you to be alive the following day is a miracle? It's a very huge miracle.
Yes.
Though we take it for granted. So we want to appreciate God for being alive today and giving us this opportunity to be here and make a contribution to national building.
Thank you very much, gentlemen. And I'll just look at a few things. I think that I don't want to call them a highlight. Of course, today we got to find out that sadly the property mogul and the lead financer for FDC, that is Mr. James Musingu Zigaruga, passed on today.
Where do you pick that?
That was...
no, not the death.
Yes.
That narrative.
Yes. Sadly.
That defines Musingu Zigaruga.
From some of the things he has done and some of the and some of the reports that come out.
Many don't talk about his involvement in NRA.
UPM and NRA. Yes.
NRA founder.
Yeah.
He's one of the founders.
He was one of the founders and also founder. But I think the prominent...
NRA, not PRO, not FDC.
Not FDC, yes. But the prominent one that is pushed in the media is FDC. The one for NRM is kept quiet most times. But unfortunately, that is what happened, one of the stories. And then I think there was one, was it yesterday or today, where the mayor came out and he said that, you know, the weigh bridge that we have a weigh bridge that's supposed to be in Chitezi to measure, to weigh the garbage that is supposed to go, so that we know how much of that garbage the tonnage is at Chitezi. That was stolen and sold to Rwanda. That is another story within the week. But I think the biggest, though, has been our loss to Algeria in Chan after a promise of 1.2 billion Uganda shillings, you know, from the president in case we won. Now, all these stories tickle our minds, but we're not going to get there because we'll be spending more time. But we'll get into the crux of the matter now. From failing hospitals to jobless youth, to corruption scandals, to land wrangles, well, Uganda has faced challenges, or continues to face challenges, that touch every citizen. And the big question that we are faced with is who will fix them and how we're going to do it. So today's conversation is basically around Uganda's pressing issues, what needs attention right now, and who will sort them out. I will start with Mr. Alex Muhwezi, and we'll give him, the first opportunity to break down some of those, because I believe there are many, but feel free. The most pressing issues. Yes.
Thank you so much, Eki, for that introduction to the topic for today. One, I want to consider Uganda as a company. This company has a leadership mandated to ensure that this company grows and makes progress. This company has assets. This company receives money. This company borrows. This company makes donations. And this company has subscribers who are the Ugandans. So the starting question for us to interrogate and ask ourselves is the leadership we have in place, the policies we have put in place, the legal framework we have in place, is it helping us to use the assets that we have as a company, as a country, to serve the interests of the subscribers who are the Ugandans? In my view, one of the most pressing issues that we need to deal with is the access to low-cost quality education. Various efforts have been put in place to improve access to education. Talk of universal primary education, talk of universal secondary education. It's true, progress has been registered towards access. However, what quality of education are our children accessing? We have overemphasized privatization of our education sector. The public sector schools, the public sector institutions are struggling. With due respect, there are a number of public secondary schools that are at the verge of closure because facilities are in place, but there are no students. Whichever parent or whoever guardian has access, has a way of taking their children to school, they are thinking, the first thing they think of is a private school. And that has translated into serious cost of education. So the poor cannot access quality education. Government has endeavored to build infrastructure, recruit teachers, remunerate teachers. However, what is the quality of education we are providing in our public schools? What is the cost of education in private schools? Now, why for me this is a very serious concern? Government has put up various programs to uplift people from poverty. Talk of parish development model, talk of a myoga, talk of youth livelihood programs. All these programs are geared to uplifting people from poverty.
Yes.
The challenge is you have advanced me $1 million of PDM. I have established a Pigare project. Actually, the Pigare project is doing well and I'm making some money. However, at the beginning of a school term, I must use the profits out of the Pigare project. Even to some extent, I will sell the pigs to take my child to school. So families have actually become landless. Instead of these programs uplifting people out of poverty, because of the issue of education, the situation is getting worse. So this is for me something that needs to be fixed.
Yes.
The people who are in charge of this country today were educated through public schools. But ask me, show me any of them who has a child in a public school. I know it's not mandatory for them to have their children in these public schools.
Yes.
But what are we doing to revamp
This
public education?
So
I think for
government
me,
is not putting any funding.
if we
towards
want to push this country forward,
Yes.
can we devise means to lower the cost of education? Because it's one of the keys that we have to unlock the potential of this country. Then for me, the other issue is access to low-cost health care. Government has established health centers almost at every constituency and sub-county level.
Yes. But
is there quality health care service? What is the cost of health care in this country? Every other day, Eki,
yes,
you will see yourself being added to a social to WhatsApp group,
yes,
to fundraise for someone who needs to go for
special treatment,
for special treatment, for for cancer treatment, for a transplant somewhere. Much as these initiatives are good for us to support our friends, but for me they are communicating to me that there is a problem somewhere. Meaning, even the so-called, the people you would call that they are able to take care of their health care, they cannot when the issue gets out of hand.
And
so
we have now the ICT minister today couldn't be treated in his own home area, in his
yes.
own
situation. So we need to fix access to raw quality health care because you have put infrastructure in place. Hospitals have been built, health centers have been built. Do we have enough qualified medical workers there? Are we paying them well? Do we have up-to-date equipment there? Are we apportioning, are we allocating adequate resources to delivery of health care? I think number 3 strategic objective of NDP4 is enhancement of human capital development. Now, if, for example, we are focusing on increasing productivity in our economy, but you have a sick population, or you have a population that cannot easily access adequate, low-cost, quality health care, then you have a challenge. So, but again, also this again is related to poverty. You have put up different funds to address poverty.
Yes.
However, the moment the moment an individual falls sick and he goes to hospital, whatever economic activity they were engaged in collapses because they have fallen sick.
Somebody said that we are one sickness away from collapse.
Yes. So for me, these are issues that need to be fixed.
Okay.
And we have, I think we have really taken a lot of time around national medical insurance scheme. It is something that we need to look at an appropriate framework that can address the challenges of the low income earners to aid them access medical care cheaply in this country, because it's really retarding us in a number of ways. Then for me,
can I just pause on the two there? And I would like to hear from Dr. Naboth, from your own perspective, and feel free to add or even to divert from some of the points. Feel free to disagree. But from your own perspective, what are the pressing, maybe give us the pressing needs of Ugandans?
Thank you very much, my brother Eki.
Yes.
I'm glad. It's my first time to appear on this show.
Yes.
And also add a voice to say thank you for allowing us break a blade on what we think this country desires to be. Because, I mean, it's our nation.
Yes.
We all desire to see it better. However, in all our discussions, I tend to think in a way that at times maybe we forget that by categorization, Uganda is at a certain level.
Okay.
What do I mean? We have categories of state status. We have developed, developing, underdeveloped, underdeveloped. So where do we
Epic.
place Uganda? The moment we have that in mind, it will be easier for us to start dissecting the challenges
Yes.
that are affecting us.
So where do we fall?
Now, Uganda is a developing state,
Okay.
meaning that by all means, there are problems you will not avoid. Because it's a process, and it's gradual. It's gradual. A case in a point, if I hear people talking about democracy, in a country like Uganda, I will take long to understand it. Unless you don't
Do
know.
you mean Dr. Naboth?
Unless you don't know where
Yes.
we are.
Yes.
That you cannot talk of democracy when people are dying of food, of lack of food. You cannot talk of democracy when there is a child that has failed to go to school because of 7,000 Ugandan shillings. You cannot talk of corruption when, I mean, even the building where the child is going to go to, it is grass searched. So I think we need to start interrogating. I'm borrowing a word from my elder brother. He's fond of saying, let us start interrogating these questions. I'm borrowing it from Sam.
Double click.
Double click. We need to start asking,
Yes.
where did the rain start beating us? Where? The moment we understand that, we'll be able to know that these challenges we call challenges actually are the processes that we go through to go somewhere.
Interesting. Okay.
Now, let me dive into some of the challenges my brother is raising. Education.
Yes.
I have been in class for 32 years studying. And at times I reach somewhere, some of the things I did in 2 years are the things I'm benefiting more than the ones I spent 10 years.
Or 14.
So what does it mean? It means that our quality of education is lacking. There is something people take lightly. Of recent, I've been doing research, and I discovered that I am worried of the next generation for 10 years.
Why? What did you?
Why?
Because we are changing curriculum. We are trying to see that we feed into.
Exactly. Now,
Matters, yes.
let me give you a narrative. You have a 3-year kid in boarding.
3 years.
3 years is in boarding. And this kid is going to spend 4, I think it should be 9 months in school. Isn't it? In a year. Then he will spend 3 months at home with the parents. Then later on, you will say, let me borrow, I borrow my brother a lot of words. Ugwakasho. How can you relate it in English?
Emulating.
Whom is this kid emulating? When he's a bit old,
yes.
then you are asking yourself, who is this kid emulating? Where would he or she emulate you when she spent 3 months with you in a year and spent 9 months with a teacher?
Or other students.
And guess how? They are confined in a fence. It is class, dormitory, wash your things, meet your people. Then later on, he's graduating and you want him to be a director of a company. Do you see where the problem is?
Right from primary, yes.
I am not surprised of the highest corruption levels we have now because they breastfeed on it.
But what corruption is there when you have a structured setting?
So now you see,
yes.
actually it's
Would you
been
like to
normalized
speak
now.
to
That is even in the budget. They even budget for that money. I stand to be corrected. They even budget for money to be spent on corruption. Kickbacks are budgeted for. Now, if we have looked at it as normal, so who will look at it as abnormal? What is my point? We need to go back to the society structures whereby a parent
yes.
used to spend more time with the child. I want to stand to be corrected, my brother. You will not make a statement for 10 minutes without quoting your father. You will not. He will not. Why? They spend much time with us.
But Dr. Nabos, let me also investigate a little bit. Today in our world, it seems to be a little trickier and harder, you know, for parents to say we spend more time with our children. Why? The father is working, the mother is working, we're all trying to make ends meet.
Let me interject there. I know where you're heading.
Yes.
Let me tell you what the problem is. It's not how much you have left with your children, but how much you have left in your children that matters. Let me tell you, yes, we are working, but of what significance will it be to work?
Can't you remove the word your?
Yeah, and I make it our.
Oh my.
The children.
Our children.
The children.
Children. The children. Okay. Of what significance will the children be if you have done everything for them? On your deathbed, they start selling them. That is what you call significance? It's not. Now, that leads us to start thinking now.
Yes.
Now, if all this is done, the question is then what? Then what? What is that we need to do to ensure that we have a society
that is in the lives of the children?
That is in the lives of children.
Parents.
You know, we have this narrative where we say, you know what? I don't want my children to go through what I went through. You've forgotten that what you went through is what made you who you are.
Today they call you traumatized.
No, it's not. It's actually teaching.
Into trauma.
Now, as I end on that point,
yes,
I am thinking that we need to go back to the formal society structure set up. He will tell you, in a Western region, every man was your parent around your family.
Yes, that's why I was saying remove the word your or our children.
Exactly.
Yes.
Even where
Every man.
Because children,
as long as someone is older,
every man was your father. He will find you in a mistake, chiboko. And that way, it's not because it was human rights abuses and what, but it was how society would produce responsible citizens. So now, the breakdown of society is the core foundation of everything that we are going through now. That is number one. Number two, education. Who are we preparing these children for? After you've caged them into boarding, school, some kids of 3-4 years leave home at 5. The bus, you hear the buses hooting at their gates 5. By the time the kid is reaching school, he's dozing because he was picked out of the bed. And then you are punched. You know, my children have books that I never carried. P6, he has 12 books. And then, for what? 12 books, Robson, for what? You are pumping them.
We're in the information age.
Pumping them information that is irrelevant. Irrelevant.
Even with the change of curriculum?
I'm telling you, it's the process that we need to start interrogating as well. Okay. Then the last one, my brother talked about the government programs. I appreciate the fact that the government is doing well, but I've always had a problem with them, much as I support my government, 100%. The approach is not the best. I have been arguing and I still argue that until we start using bottom-up approach, we are going to come up with all the programs and they will never benefit them.
What does the bottom-up approach look like, sir?
By the time you start a program, you must start from the ground, from the beneficiaries. We have these air-conditioned boardroom programs. You sit at Serena Hotel, you cross yourselves there, then you make a program that will benefit somebody in Jana Mukaka. Without asking what.
The person in Jana Mukaka.
And they come up with one shoe fitting all. The problem I have in Western Uganda is not the problem the Karamajongo has. No. In Western Uganda, if you give him $1 million, what will 1 million do to a person with a banana plantation that produces 100 bunches in a day, in a month? 1 million.
He's not needed.
Or he takes,
what he needs is market for his bananas.
or he takes 100 liters of milk.
Exactly.
In the dairy
All
every
what
day.
he needs is the market for his
That
milk.
individual is
Now.
not a needy individual.
Now you come up with a program
Yes.
that a Kalamajong
Yes.
needs, and the you think that also a Westerner
We
needs.
need it.
No, it will not work. And then, in addition to that, I've always told people, and still I am here to tell you, the biggest problems that our people need in Uganda is not money. It's
Money,
not money.
money solves many things.
That is your thinking.
Yes, it solves
Now.
many things.
That's why if you give them money,
If you go to the streets right now and
Okay.
say, what do you need?
he will tell you money.
He will tell you, Njagala,
Give
send.
him $1 million tomorrow, go back. He will burn zero. Why am I saying that? All what he needs is how to use money. Then money. Not giving him money first, then you teach him how to use it. That's why once they give them this, the money they give them,
PDM,
they,
Myoga,
they
all of
buy
this
TV, mattresses, yaka, solar panels,
And they marry another
and
wife.
marry another wife.
And improve on the
And
partner. Improve on the number of partners.
Exactly. So I am of the view that if we are to talk about these problems,
Yes.
we need not to look to come up with a solution before.
Yes.
We need to diagnose.
To diagnose. All right.
Let us go back. What is this problem that the Westerner is facing? He needs market for his milk. He needs market for his banana. He needs market, He needs good transport. Then, if you go to the north, they say,
What is that?
what is that? Otherwise, if, Mr. President, this system of coming up with a program that fits the whole country, no wonder we've had more than 10 in 10 years. Bonabagagawale.
Yes,
them, all of
livelihood.
them.
What? All of
Now
this
we
thing.
are parish
Tandikwa.
in Tandikwa. Now we have
Parish,
parish in a span of 10 years. I am wondering why our planners are not asking themselves this question.
Why not?
Why have these programs not? Do they
achieved?
do program reviews?
So
I
what
don't
does
know.
the president do when he's moving around the different communities and saying, oh,
I think-
now I've met you, this one has this
I think
chicken, this one.
what in is you see, I was following him on TV, and of course there is value. There is no value for money. There is no value for money.
From all those areas
All
and all the
things, no
examples that are big, the people he meets, the
Somebody has
stories,
two goats, and you are
and you're meeting the
presenting
president.
him as a role model. 2 goats, they gave you $1 million, and you have 2 goats.
All right, we need to move to Charles from Mushana. On your part, Charles, I am tempted because I see almost the interrelated issues here. I am tempted to ask you, what do you think from your own analysis, from your own perspective, what are the priorities of this country?
So he talked about we. He was referring to we. We need to do this. So we now need to define the we.
Okay.
How will the we operate? So we have liberal, what you call liberal democracy.
Okay.
And this relates to the will of the people. How do they express their will? Because all of us are not going to see it as a we. Yes. Because if you say the country, now the country becomes the we. So how are we, the we, how are we going to define our problems? How are we going to define the issues? How are we going to do critical analysis of the operating situation, and then come up with those programs they're talking about, the intervention program. So you are talking about the will.
Of the people.
The will. But then there is also the other one. Are we sovereign?
Big question.
So because you can't express will if you don't have power.
Yeah.
To do so.
You must have power for you to express your will. In other words, that you are ceding your power, you are giving your power to somebody else. And that brings in another word, consent.
So there is will, power, consent.
Consent. That I have power, he has power, we have each one of us, because we are the sovereign,
Yes.
we are the owners of this power, and we want to give it to a third, one of us, to go and determine what we ought to do, and then tax us and appropriate the taxes so collected, having agreed on the priorities, etc. So, in other words, we must consent. So we are not sovereign, therefore we don't have any will, and because we are not sovereign, therefore there is no consent. What made us, why I was saying the village,
Yes.
it is what made us is that the village had a consensus. When it came to violence, if you killed somebody, if you murdered somebody,
You'll be killed too.
people will destroy your
The
things
justice
and
system there.
certain things you wouldn't do, like this thing of defilement where you'd fire a 2-year-old kid and you kill the baby. Chances are high the population would rise up against you. Consensus. I'm sorry I should have used the example of a mob. But if you go to my village, Rio village, there is some gentleman, he died, called Gumera. He dug a road with his family. There was some bit of resistance from the village, you know, but he did. And one guy called Bariayanga beat him because he was going to pass the road in his land. And the entire village agreed with the man who was digging the road, whereas they were not helping him. But they knew what he was doing was right. And they excommunicated the one who beat him until he paid a fine, I think, of 2 bulls, which was slaughtered. And there was consensus. So we used to have planning. I can take a whole day on how we would have water sources, etc., preservation of the environment, and so this is a big struggle. One on how we reclaim our sovereignty because it is usurped. The Uganda is managed by the family, which is a trinity: the father, the son, and the mother. There is no spirit there. So you have first to recover that. Then the second issue is that we don't have a conscience. We have a dead soul. It's not even a soul in a coma. It's dead. Animals in a zoo are more conscious than we are.
That is dangerous.
Yes. That's why you find peace in a zoo. You don't see lions in a zoo and hyenas in a zoo struggling to go and attack antelopes, and you go to the zoo here and you see there is calmness, there is peace, because there is realization of the limitations. The animal, the lion is wired fine. It is seeing some game there to eat, but cannot, because it's aware
of the repercussions.
Yes, of the limitations, the electric wires, and so now let's define where we are. The full blood count, the analysis of our body.
Charles, allow me pick it up from there, from the full blood count and the analysis of the body, and then we shall continue our conversation after these messages. But I would like to remind any of those who are watching, our viewers today, that in case you have a question, in case you have a comment, in case there is anything that you'd want any of these gentlemen in studio to address, please feel free to send that on our socials. That is on X, on Facebook, and on YouTube. I would be glad to hear what your thoughts are, what your contribution is, and we'll read it out here. And then later on, we'll also open up our phone lines for you to be able to call in. Otherwise, this is the truth, lies, and politics. And maybe from your own view, actually, from your own view, what do you think Uganda's pressing needs are? Do comment on our socials, that is on X, Facebook, and YouTube. Would like to read what you think our pressing needs are. We'll be back in just a short while.
Truth, the lies, and politics. Informative, educative, and analytical. Getting to the real issues that affect an ordinary individual in areas of leadership, governance, social, and economy. The truth